Come onto the top of your yoga mat or find a space on the floor that you feel comfortable. Take a few deep breaths here. Breathe in the beautiful, fresh, clean air. Breathe in possibilities. And I'd like to invite you to embrace this bhavana, this affirmation as we do our practice today. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. And inhale, bring the arms, reach up to the sky, and exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, bring the arms, reach up. Take a little bit of a back bend if it feels good. And exhale, bring the arms down. As you inhale, bring the arms, reach up. Repeat in your mind, I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. And exhale, bring the arms back down. Repeat that affirmation and continue to inhale. With every successive inhale, go back a little bit further. And then exhale, bring the hands down, feel grounded and centered. Repeat this a few more times. And again, with every successive inhale, take a deeper back bend. Go back a little bit more. Feel as if you are opening yourself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. On the last inhale, go back a little bit further, and a little bit further, and a little bit further. Stay here for a few breaths. Feel what it's like to go back and open yourself up. You are safe, and you are protected, and you are loved in this moment. Take in that universe of limitless possibilities and feel yourself expanding more and more as you increase your capacity to inhale. Now slowly bring the hands back and come to Namaste Mudra and take in this moment. Now let's continue the practice by inhaling, bringing the arms up to the sky and sit back into chair pose. And then I'd like you to come and hover over your thighs on an exhale, and inhale, come and sit back into chair a little bit more. And then exhale and come forward and hover over your thighs, and then inhale, come and sit back into chair. Lift the toes a little bit, anchor into the heels, come forward over your thighs, keep the spine extended. Inhale, come and sit back into chair pose. And then exhale, come and hover over the thighs, keep the spine extended. Inhale, come and sit back into chair. Exhale, come and hover over your thighs. Inhale, come and sit back into chair. Lift through the manubrium, and then exhale, take the elbows down. Lift the chest. Inhale, reach up with the hands. Exhale, squeeze the elbows back. Inhale, reach up with the hands. Lift the heart, lift your manubrium. Exhale, squeeze those elbows back, contracting the trapezius muscle to create that upper back extension. And then exhale, bring the hands down to the floor and step your feet back, and please come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank pose. As you come into plank, maybe spread the hands or widen the hands a little bit more. Engage your core, and then exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank pose. Squeeze the sides of your belly. Allow the hips to dip a little bit. Press back through the heels of your feet. And then exhale, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into plank pose. Radiate the heart forward. Press back through the heels of your feet. Squeeze the hands a little bit together here. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. As you come into plank pose, be mindful of squeezing the hands towards the midline, towards each other, and this will activate your pectoral muscles. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Now we're going to start to take side plank pose. So what I want you to do is come forward a little bit, balance on the right hand, turn the heels of your feet over to the right, Bring your left hand to the left rib cage. Lift the left rib cage up, come back into plank. Take a moment, and then do it again on the same side. Balance on the right hand. Turn the heels of your feet over to the left. Bring the left hand to the left ribs and lift up. And then exhale, come into plank pose. Very nice. Press back through the heels of the feet, engage your core. And again, balance on the right hand. Bring the left hand to the left ribs and lift up as much as you can, creating that banana shape with your body. Come back into plank pose. Squeeze the sides of the belly into the midline. Press back through the heels of your feet. And now let's do the other side. Come on to the left hand. Bring the right hand, this time to the right ribs. Lift up, creating that banana shape with your body. Come back into plank. Squeeze everything into the midline. Squeeze your transverse abs to your belly, to your navel center. And then come and balance again on the left hand. Bring the right hand to the right rib cage. Lift it up. Shine your heart open. Come back into plank. Squeeze everything to one singular point in the center of your core. And then again, balance on the left hand, bringing the right hand to the right ribs. Lift up as much as you can. And then come back into plank and then through to downward facing dog. Oh my goddess, what a workout. Do you feel every cell of your body becoming active? Walk your feet up towards your hands, do a half lift, exhale, fold, and then inhale, come on up with a nice extended spine. Reach up, and let's take another beautiful back bend and exhale the hands to Namaste Mudra. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. From here, what I'd like you to do now is to cross the arms, and then you're going to come and do a little bit of a side bend to the right. But the emphasis here is on bringing the right shoulder to the right hip bone. So bringing your right shoulder to your right hip bone, feel the right side of the obliques engaging here, contracting, shortening. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, bring the right shoulder to your right hip bone. Squeeze those lateral oblique muscles. They're so responsible for spinal stability. We want them working properly. Bring your right shoulder back to your right hip bone. Squeeze them as much as you can. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale and take your right shoulder to your right hip bone. Squeeze the right shoulder to the right hip bone. And then when you're ready, come back up. Remember to turn the corners of your mouth upwards. Take the right shoulder to the right hip bone. Now this time, bring your left hand more to that left shoulder. Open up the chest and bring the left arm and reach up and over your head. Remember to repeat that affirmation. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Oh, how wonderful. Inhaling and exhaling. Squeeze that right shoulder to that right hip bone a little bit more. And then inhale, come back up, and exhale, come to Namaste Mudra. Take a deep breath in and out. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Let's cross our arms again and bring the left shoulder to the left hip bone. We're squeezing the left side of the obliques, increasing their ability to contract properly. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, come back over. Squeeze the left shoulder to the left hip bone. And when you're ready, come back up. Inhale deeply and exhale, come back over. Left shoulder to left hip bone. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come back over. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Keep squeezing that left shoulder to the left hip bone. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back over. We're really working to engage those lateral obliques in this posture. And then you're going to bring that right arm up and over your head. Use that left hand to kind of open up the chest, to encourage that opening of the chest as you reach up and over your head. Please take a moment to feel open and repeat that bhavana. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Feel those possibilities streaming into your heart center as you bring your hands to Namaste. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. And now inhale, bring the hands up above your head. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, come up into half lift. And then exhale and step back into downward facing dog. Let's take a breath here. And when you're ready, I'd like you now to come forward through plank and then into upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. Lift up through the heart, take the shoulder blades back. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. Lift through the top of your head, push the chest forward. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Press back through the legs, feel the navel move towards the spine. Inhale, come into upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Lift up through the center of your chest. And then exhale, press back into downward facing dog by pressing the leg bones back. Inhale, come into upward facing dog. Feel the top of your head lifting up, press the chest forward. The arm bones move back. Now even lift the head a little bit and then exhale, come into downward facing dog. And now lift that right leg up. Lift it up, bend the knee, keep lifting the foot up, lift the knee up, and softly start to let that foot come all the way over to the left as you take Wild Thing. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. Now, as you come out of it, take your time, lift the right leg up, lift the right hand up, see if you can just hold it there for a moment, and then come back into downward facing dog. Now let's do the left side. So take your left foot up as high as you can, and then take a moment to open up the hips and bend that knee. And I want you to see if you can lift that left hand up and balance on the side, lifting the leg, lift the hand. I almost did it. And then come into three-legged wheel, or otherwise known as Wild Thing. Take a couple of breaths. Feel that expansive universe opening up in your heart center. Now lift that left hand up and lift the left leg up. And see if you can just balance or hover there for a moment, and then slowly lower the left hand and the left leg down, coming back into downward facing dog. Come into upward facing dog again. Take a moment. Energize the heart forward. Lift through the crown of your head. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply, and slowly walk the feet up to the hands, and then come up into half lift here. Bring the hands to the waist, engage your core, and then slowly come up a bit, and exhale, come back down. And inhale, come up a bit. Keep extending the spine. Try and squeeze the sides of your belly inward. Exhale, come on back down. Keeping the hands on the waist, inhale, come back up, and exhale, come back down. Inhale, come on up, and exhale, come on down. And inhale, come on all the way up to standing. And then exhale, let the hands come down to the sides and open the palms up in the gesture of receiving. I am opening myself up to the universe of limitless possibilities. Namaste.